Welcome back to the Grand Overture by Mauro Giuliani. We're diving into a lot here. Trumpets, octaves, sextuplets, chromatics, it's all here. Let's see what he does with this. Welcome to the trumpets. Okay, this is completely, in fact, this entire section pretty much I think is trumpets with a little underlying violin section. So here's your trumpet, violins. Just plodding along underneath it, but you know, that's your call as to how you imagine that. This definitely is trumpet texture. So we have octave, thirds, 1 and 3, 3, 1 and 3 down, open, and then I'm using 0 and 4, 1 and 2, 1. I love this bit actually. And then we're back in. So that's actually one entire micro study all on its own. You have a range of choices there. You can take a look at the other angle for my right hand. I generally on the sixth tend to use an I and P or an I and M. And then I'm using I and M for the thirds. And then we're back in. Back to this fantastic texture. Giuliani now develops it. Super, super important. The fingering here is going to get a little bit more challenging as we move into the climax of this new section. So again, I'm not going to discuss right hand. I've already done that. Here we go. Chord shapes. So C. Right. New chord shapes. Got a bar 1, 3, 2, A flat. Flat 7. This one particular, you're going to have to, your third stays down from the B flat 7. It's 1, 2, 4 in that order as you play. Different melody, which is fantastic. And then here we have half bar 2. Now that is one fingering, which is easy to get into, and I suggest you start with your right hand like that, and then switch to P, I, and M. That's the only kind of thing you really need to be aware of. So again, practice the chord shapes. And you can hear the cadence there. Okay, right hand doing a lot of the speed here. Full planting. If you can, 1 and 4, 0, 3, 2, cut, and then you're into octaves. A, B flat, A, G, for F, E, and then you're into the next bit. So I'm going to bust that up into 3 little micro studies. That's the first one. Get used to it. The main thing is to be able to practice the into that and getting your fingers right. Alright, here we go. This is the A micro study. 2 fingering options for your left hand. 2, 4, 1. I don't particularly like. I prefer coming out of the 1, 4, 2. Noticing that I keep them down until I get to that off. Octaves again, G sharp, A, B flat, A, G natural, F, E. Final little micro study here. Here we go, back to D minor, back to 1 and 4, 3, 2. G sharp, A, G natural, F, E. This has got to be PI, because you're going into that old chestnut from Giuliani's 120 right hand exercises, which, just to caveat a little bit, would help you immensely if you had practiced at least the first, I don't know, 10 or 15, because these patterns that you're currently playing pretty much all come out of that. Giuliani is just using that as a right hand pattern selector. If you've practiced them, you won't struggle with this at all. In fact, you won't struggle with any of this if you've practiced those. So I have dropped a link to my version of the 120 right hand etudes where I use Leo Brouwer's so that you can and it makes it way more interesting than just doing. Here we go, welcome back. So we've left it off on essentially a G7 chord. Stop. 3, it's got to be P and I. 2 and 4. 3, 1 and 4. 2, 1 and 3. 2. Into this one, it's going to go 1, 3, 2. 2, 4, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 1. And it has to be 1 because we need the 2 on the next octave, that section. Right, so that is a micro study all on its own. Alrighty, welcome to the next micro study. So this is where Giuliani kind of builds us up a little bit and we get a little bit more of a pattern. So it's not just chromatics up and down. Left it off at E, octave, 3 times, 1 and 3, and I suggest you leave your second finger down. 1 and 3, 2, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 1, 2. Here I would suggest 1, but on most scores you will see the 2 doing this. Not great. And then when we get a repeat, leave those down. So again, right hand doing the selecting. 3, super important because we're going to go into... You should hear that as a little bit of a warning sign for what's coming next. It's back to the beginning, to the top of the section. Welcome to the next micro study. So we left it off 1, 3. And it's going to go 4 D sharp, P, D natural, C sharp, C natural, B, A, G sharp, E, D sharp, D natural, C sharp, C, B, A, into the next sort of section of this micro study. Welcome to the next micro study. So we left it off here at E. 1, 2, 4. Repeat. Repeat again. And then stay there with 3 and zeros. 1, 2, 4. And then we move it up to the 6th fret. 1, 2, 4, half bar. Down to 4. Pretty much into the next video there. All of that stuff there I've flown through because you already should have done that in the very first video where we went through all of that. Absolutely nothing new there at all. This is an interesting section because it takes us back to the top of the piece, back to A major, and to some development material. So we will check all of that out in the next video. This has been your daily dose of 6-string inspiration brought to you by myself and Mauro Giuliani from Classical Guitar Rocks.